Coming up, the coronavirus has arrived in Iowa, and later, Cory Booker has released his endorsement.
We talk about some guy named Luka Garza, who's apparently good at basketball.
And how he brought an award to Iowa City.
Later in sports.
Will the sun be sticking around this week? Stay tuned to find out.
All that and more coming up on this Tuesday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere, DITV News starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Bailey Chihan. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a proclamation of disaster emergency on Monday after state officials found 5 new, presumably positive cases of the novel coronavirus in the state. There are now 8 people in Iowa infected with the virus. 7 of those cases are in Johnson County. Reynolds' disaster proclamation allows the state to exercise emergency measures to prevent and contain the coronavirus. The University of Iowa released a statement saying campus operations would not immediately be affected, but changes will be made in coordination with the Iowa Department of Public Health and the State Board of Regents. Those infected with the virus in Iowa are recovering at home in isolation. 7 of the 8 infected were on an Egyptian cruise. The 8th individual lives in Pottawatomie County and recently returned from California. For more updates, visit thedailyiowan.com to follow this developing story. Senator Cory Booker has been quiet since suspending his presidential campaign in January, but now he is speaking up to endorse former Vice President Joe Biden. Booker said in a tweet yesterday, quote, "The answer to hatred and division is to reignite our spirit of common purpose. Joe Biden won't only win, he'll show that there's more that unites us than divides us. He'll restore honor to the Oval Office and tackle our most pressing challenges. That's why I'm proud to endorse Joe," end quote. Booker's endorsement comes one day after Senator Kamala Harris endorsed Biden. The 2 senators appeared with Biden at a rally in Detroit Monday night. With Booker and Harris being the most prominent Black candidates to run for president, their endorsement is sure to make a statement within the African American community. This is especially important since Senator Bernie Sanders struggled to appeal to Black voters in last week's primaries. Biden is in the lead with 670 delegates, but there's still 62% of delegates left up for grabs as several states hold primaries today. And now it's time to toss it to weather.
Thanks, Bailey. This morning, the temperature is 34 degrees and it's quite sunny. The high for the day is a comfortable 51 degrees with a low of 39 degrees. This evening, we will see temperatures drop down to 46 degrees with chances of rain overnight. This week, high temperatures will remain in the upper 40s with 50s, dropping to 39 on Saturday. The weather is looking very nice this week, so make sure to get outside and enjoy it. Bailey, back to you.
Thank you, Asha. The 3rd floor of the Blank Honor Center is currently in the middle of a makeover. The Iowa Reading and Research Center will relocate to the Blank Honor Center as its former home in the Lindquist Center gets a $5 million renovation. The IRRC will be located on the 3rd floor of Blank in rooms 340 and 350. The move will minimize study space available to students, but the honors team is exploring ways to expand options for students in other parts of the building. The construction is projected to finish by late May, and the IRRC anticipates a smooth transition. Internal medicine professor Pete Snyder has been named the UI Carver College of Medicine Associate Dean. Snyder grew up in Cedar Rapids and received his MD from the University of Iowa. After venturing to Dallas for his residency, he returned to the University of Iowa for a postdoctoral research fellowship before becoming a professor. University of Iowa professor of internal medicine Michael Welsh was once a mentor for Snyder and said he is sure that Snyder will be a successful dean. Snyder is excited to begin his adventure in his tenure at the University of Iowa, which became effective March 1st. And now let's toss it to sports.
On Sunday night, I got the chance to see the biggest game of Iowa's season against Illinois in Champaign. The Hawks were focused on the chance of a double bye, but I was focused on 2 specific players and how their intensity shined during the game.
The last game of the Big Ten regular season brought together 2 of the country's best big men, Luka Garza and Kofi Cockburn. Luka more than doubled Coburn's points, but the Illini are the ones who got the win.
I mean, he's a tremendous player. For his age, how athletic he is, how big he is, how strong he is something I don't think we've seen in this league for a long time. Just to come in 7 foot 290 and just build and able to score on the rim and rebound and block shots. He's a problem. So I love playing against the best players and the best athletes. And that's what that's one of the best bigs in the league right there. And he's only a freshman, so that's quite an accomplishment for him.
And as if it was written in a movie script, the last play came down to Luka versus Kofi, and Kofi got the win.
That's one of the best. I feel like that's one of the best matchups you're going to see out of 5 men in the country. Kofi. I mean, he's just a mammoth dude. He's just gigantic. It's like you go up to him, you try to push him. He doesn't even. It's like a little fly. Like
Playing almost the entire game, Luka received nothing but praise from his head coach.
Very few guys can play with that level of intensity against that level of physicality for that long and continue to be effective. So we're just very fortunate to have him, and we're going to utilize his talent and his tenacity.
Reporting from State Farm Center in Champaign, this is Dallas Jones, DITV.
It's that type of intensity that makes March the best time of the year for basketball. The Hawks still have a single bye in the Big Ten tournament, so they will play the winner of Minnesota and Northwestern on Thursday afternoon in Indianapolis.
But despite the loss to Illinois and losing out on the double bye, there was some good news out of Iowa basketball yesterday.
That's right, Dallas. To no surprise to any Hawkeye fan or really Big Ten fans anywhere, junior center Luka Garza was named the Big Ten Player of the Year.
Garza is the first Hawkeye to earn this award in 52 years and is also a finalist for the Wooden Award and the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award.
And in 20 conference games this season, Garza averaged 26.2 points per game, making him Iowa's first Big Ten score leader since 2007.
He hasn't let up on his 20-point scoring streak either, stretching it to 16 games against Big Ten opponents.
And ranked opponents don't faze him either.
That's right, Tanner. In 11 games against ranked opponents this season, Garza averaged a double-double with 26 points and 11 rebounds.
Other Hawkeye ballers joined the party too. Redshirt freshman C.J. Frederick was named to the All-Big Ten freshman team, and sophomore Joe Wieskamp was a third-team honoree.
And sophomore Connor McCaffrey earned the Men's Basketball Sportsmanship Award.
Garza joins Kathleen Doyle and Spencer Lee in Big Ten Player of the Year honors, making Iowa the only school in conference history to have the Player of the Year in men's basketball, women's basketball, and wrestling all in the same year.
So I'd say a good winter season for Iowa sports. Luka Garza and the rest of the team will try to ride this momentum into their game on Thursday.
Jumping from the court to the mat, the 30th ranked Jim Hawks earned super scores at their Superhero and Princess Team home meet against West Virginia.
The Jim Hawks won 3 out of the 4 events against the Mountaineers and ended up on top with a final score of 196.75 to 196.175.
Sophomore Lauren Gearin won vault with a score of 9.9. She also won the floor exercise with a score of 9.95.
While freshman Ellie Rogers won the uneven bars with a score of 9.875.
The Jim Hawks broke their team season high all around and will be back in Carver this Friday for senior night. Dallas, I think in the light of this wonderful weather we're having, we should switch it over to spring sports.
Well, Tanner, you're in luck. The Hawkeye baseball team opens a 2-game series against Kansas tonight at 4 p.m. at Dwayne Banks Field.
Be sure to come back tomorrow for a recap on how the Hawks did on the diamond.
Bailey, back to you.
What a great season for winter sports. Thank you. Plastic Green Army Men toys are introducing Army Women. The creation of the female Army toys comes in response to a 6-year-old named Vivian, who wrote to the owner, Jeff Immel, the owner of the BMC, the company that makes the iconic green men. Vivian asked owner Immel to make Army figures that looked like women. The new toys will come in 15 different poses and plan to ship the first sets in October. That's all we have for you on this beautiful Tuesday morning edition of DITV News. Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday. And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now. For DITV News, I'm Bailey Chihan. Have a great day, Iowa City.